Yo, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to, this ain't even an episode, it's more like an extension. I'm gonna forgo all of the usual, ad-libs at the start. I had something else planned to do today. I still might be able to do it this afternoon, but I gotta get this one off quick because I gotta get back to work in a moment. So, just come out, obviously about what, hour ago maybe. I've been watching a couple videos on it, little few bits on YouTube, and some stuff on Twitter. That Conor Benn has had an adverse finding. I wanna say that clearly, because at the moment it's not failed a PED test, it's had an adverse finding in an A sample of a VADA test. Now apparently it's something called clemorphine, but it hasn't actually been stated on the announcement that Eddie Hearn and Wasserman and Matchroom put out on their Twitter. They just said it was a fertility drug. So apparently this drug is supposed to be able to, it's supposed to help to rebuild sort of sperm regeneration and testosterone after, well, I guess just in guys and in women, it's supposed to help with fertility as well. Is Conor looking for another kid at the moment? Is that what it's about? Has he injected something like ages ago and it's just coming out now? Was this a contamination of the sexual encounter? Because that has been allowed in certain places before. Remember, I think it was Ginny Fuchs in America, one of the US Olympic team, who got off on a adverse finding in one of her tests based on drugs, sort of based on having sex with a partner. At this point, there's a lot that it could be. Ultimately, at the moment, there's no B sample been released or opened or found yet, so don't quite know what's going on with that. They also say though, every single UCAD test has been passed. So UCAD didn't find anything, although a lot of UCAD's testing is for stuff when they deem things to be in competition. So it normally will take place from a certain date up to the point of the fight, and sometimes the in competition cycle means I think the week of the fight or 3 days before the fight. So it's a bit of a grey area. Now at this particular moment, I'm not gonna denigrate and go after Conor just yet. I need to see more of the facts, because there's no point me jumping out the window and then 10 minutes later after I post this, all of a sudden there's another clearing statement that comes out. But the one thing that I can say, and I think everyone here is going to kind of agree with, it don't look good to have anything in your system at this point, whether it's performance enhancing or not. The quote unquote biggest fight of your life, the biggest fight of your family's, of your entire family's legacy, like all that stuff on the line, and this comes out. So even if you win, can you really celebrate the way you will need to celebrate? And then the fact that this is such a big event for you and your family, it then becomes a case of, was the occasion so big that you felt like you needed this to not let the team down? There's a lot of narratives that man could run with. I don't particularly know how this one plays out. Yeah, like I said, I don't normally do these reaction vids or these short form contents, but I'm gonna reserve a bit of judgment for myself. But in the comments below, let me know what you think's happened, if you think man's really been taking something, if you think it might have been acquired some other way, or if you think even it could be a tainted substance. Like, there's still a possibility that the B sample could come back clear for all we know. The thing that is telling is the fact that, according to the statement, the whole of Eubank's team has been informed, Wasserman's been informed, everyone's been informed, and everyone's agreed for the fight to go ahead. So Chris Eubank Jr. has obviously said, yeah, you know what, it's cool, let's run it. 60% is all I need to beat him anyway. But more than likely at this point now, there has to have been some concessions made. Now, plenty of people have said I would not be surprised if that rehydration clause was X'd out of the contract just to smooth things over, or maybe a little bit extra bread thrown Chris's way. Look, if you still do the fight, like, we'll give you this. Is there a possibility now that they might even chuck out the £3 and say that the fight, there's no catch weight and he can come in at 160? there's a lot of things, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered at this point. And I'm sure, you know, Coogan is probably beating down Eddie's door, hiding outside the house right now, begging for an interview to upload. I'm sure my guy Rob Tebbett's out there probably doing something very similar, you know, maybe with some more in-depth and, you know, critical questioning, as opposed to just the, you know, sort of the steak and eggs type stuff. But yeah, like, it don't look good. It's a shame it's happened so close to the fight, because realistically it's like, if you call the fight off and the whole event kind of gets waylaid, that's a madness. Whereas if this was like 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, maybe the fight could have been called off and you just move everyone on the undercard to something else. But if it's like you call off the main event, everyone else is now out of pocket as well. It's a bit mad. But from the looks of it, Chris is happy to go ahead and his team's happy to go ahead. So either there was nothing actually found and it was like I said, either a contamination or such a trace amount, it's inconsequential, so it could not have been something that you were purposefully taking to increase performance or whatever, or he's been given a nice little package monetarily. I was when I put that in there to well, actually, after man was necking down meat from Salt Bay, anything's possible at this point. But yeah, who knows what the situation is with that. But I'm sure that he's been well compensated for still going ahead with the fight, because I doubt he's just been like, yeah, cool, let's run it. I'm sure there was some of this that was involved in that decision. Just before I drop this, there was a report earlier, I think it was like late last night or early this morning, just talking about Chris Senior, and I guess that's why I can tie this to the previous video, apparently being admitted to a mental health institute somewhere in the country. I'm not sure where. I don't know if it's true or not. If it is true, I just hope that he gets well and that he will be all right. I know that, I guess this has probably taken a bit of a toll on him at recent, and obviously things that have gone on within the last year. I know he's also still obviously been battling with other things about his extended family from years ago, so maybe everything's just got on top of him right now. So no jokes, no snide remarks from me, no, you know, no intimating something could happen or couldn't happen. Just if that's the case, be well. I hope you know, and I hope you come out the other side smiling as best as possible. But that's it for me. I need to get back to work. Hardcore Casual out.